So this has been one of the hardest, the biggest restorations we have ever done. Most would have scrapped this, but after sitting outside for 15 years, getting completely rotten, we have now transformed that completely rotten VW bus into this thing of beauty. So we've had a few easy jobs to do on the bay windows, such as door handles, the bumpers, dashboard, and we also had the headlining done by a local pro. But to be fair, that wasn't easy for him at all. But it was easy for us because we didn't do it. That's pretty much where it stopped being easy.
No, it's just fucking... It's that bastard bit there.
Now, with any restoration, they always kind of come to life when you get those windows in. So, the rear and all the side windows, they actually went in quite easily once we cleaned them all up, put the chrome trims in, which is always hard work, but it is what it is. We always knew though, as soon as the van came back from acid dipping way back when, that we were gonna have issues with the front windscreen, and boy was it an issue, because the welding company put the roof on wrong, and I think they put the front panel on wrong, which we tried to, well, we did rectify as much as we could without just completely redoing the roof, which was crazy. And this was the easiest way to get around the problem. And that is that the windscreen would always need cutting down, which is never easy, especially when you only need 5mm taken off the windscreen. Now, if we were doing a roof chop and you need 2 inches, 3 inches taken off, you can literally get a glazier and they would cut that off. Not a problem, not really a problem at all. With this, because it's 5mm, you can't just cut it off with a normal glass cutter. So I've been searching around, we've got a laminated front screen now because you can't cut down the original hardened one because it will just shatter. So we've got the original one here, which is on the bottom, which we put into place and we've marked with masking tape showing how much we've got to cut off. So it's different both sides. You're never going to see this when it's in, but we've got to cut off that much, which is probably about 8mm, blending out to each side. Now the front screen, the new front screen is slightly smaller than that anyway. Don't ask me why. Chinese cheap copy probably, but the laminated screen's slightly less, so I've got to cut about 5mm off that one. So what we're going to do is lay that one of the original, mark it and grind that off. So what I'm going to do with that is, the trouble is, if it was cutting like 2 inches off it, like when you do a roof chop, you can take it to a glazier, they'll use a glass cutter and just cut it off. That's easy. It's easy for them anyway. But because it's such a small amount, you can't use a glass cutter on this. So what we're going to have to use, we're going to have to sand it off. And for that, I'm going to use a 60 grit flat disc on a grinder, going really slow, keeping the heat out of it, super slow. There's glass cutters and things like that that you could use, like ceramic tile cutters. I bought some, but they scare me. I think the shock will be too much and could potentially crack the windscreen. So we're going to sand it off, which is going to probably take a couple of hours, I bet. But if it works, it's going to be great.
Hardly looking over there at all. I think I'll go down the side a little bit now. Then I'll have to come open and pull it in the middle.
So you may be wondering what I'm doing right about now. What I've just done, we wanted to test before the engine goes in basically, we wanted to test if the fuel sender worked and the fuel gauge worked, because by the time the engine's in, it's an absolute nightmare to take the fuel tank back out to get to it, because the fuel tank sits behind a panel which sits behind the engine. So to get to the fuel tank, you've got to take the whole engine back out again, which is it's not what we want at all. So I've rigged it up temporary to a power pack, put power to the fuel sender, and put some water in the tank just to check if the float worked, and I put about 5 litres in it, and it's saying, well, it's almost full, and it's not after 5. The tank is bigger than 5 litres. So I'm guessing the fuel sender is broken, but also the fuel gauge is definitely broken. But I think first off, what we're gonna have to do is take the fuel tank back out, which is an absolute pig of a job. Change the fuel sender for a new one. And then cross our fingers that it works. If not, we'll have to change the fuel sender or the fuel gauge in here. But first things first, we're gonna have to take the fuel tank back out again and change the sender, which to be fair, doesn't surprise me because literally everything on this van was broken. So it looks like it's almost the last thing to change now. All right, so I've rigged this up. I've got a spare sender, which I've taken off another bus, which was already out of the van, luckily. And I've just rigged this up very quickly to the power pack, and it's reading full all the time now. So I'm actually thinking it's the fuel gauge that's faulty. It's just doing nothing. All right, so we'll take this apart, take all this apart, have a look inside. Okay, so I've never looked inside one of these before, because why would you ever need to? This terminal is wobbly, so I'm going to glue that back into position so it's not touching anything it shouldn't. But to be fair, that is... no, actually, obviously it shouldn't touch anything. It's not just the earth, it's actually this sender wire. I'm going to glue that into position and see if it makes any difference, but I don't think it will, if I'm honest. I think if anything, it's that sender unit that's gone, which will probably mean replacing all of this. All right, time to get the glue. Got another gauge which is off a split screen van. There we go. I'm going to see if this works with that sender. Let's see if we can figure out what the actual issue is. Now, of course, this didn't work either, which meant we needed to replace the fuel sender, but also repair the fuel gauge. Yep, pretty much everything on this van was broken. Right, so now I managed to fix the fuel gauge, and we know that's working right. We can get that fuel tank in, get the back panel on, and it's time to fit that engine.
Forward again. Yeah, just come forward now.
You need me at all?
Yeah, a third under the line. Could you not just push the jack forward, please? Yeah, up and forward, please. Whoa, too much. That's enough now. Up. Up.
Keep going up?
Yeah, keep going up. Yeah. Up with that. There you go, come forward. Push forward.
That's it!
Right, so now the engine is in, we can actually finish up this van and get everything else on there, like finishing touches to the dashboard, door seals, which again were a pain. Now, aftermarket door seals, generally they always need little bits of trimming here and there on the back edge, so that when you glue them into place, the doors actually shut. So that's always time consuming. What else have we done? Finish off the bumpers, finish off the engine, of course, the wiring to the engine, fuel system. There's not a lot, but everything that needed to be done was a pain in the ass. Pretty much last job on this before we take it to the MOT is get the engine tuned up. Now, usually this is quite easy. So like I said, I'm not going to tune the car up here. You know, it's in the workshop. I just want to get it running. I want to get it on the ramp. And it'd be so nice to just drive it around. Even if it's in first gear, just drive it around the workshop, get it on the ramp, and just a few little bits underneath. But yeah, fingers crossed this starts. All right, so this is a big moment now for this van. It's hopefully going to come alive in the next 2 minutes. Just put a fresh battery on it. Now the electric should work. We've had it all wired, but personally, that's the first time I've turned the key. So we've got fuel gauge is reading half a tank. It's just done half a tank. We've got generator light. We don't have an oil light. We don't have an oil light on there. That fuel gauge is faulty because it's just jumped up again. I've only put 20 litres in it. It's the problem with old cars. Okay, so things need tweaking still. We're still yet to put this on the ramp. Your final tweaks, because that is horrible. That's not nice at all. All right, let's see if this actually. It's not going to fight a fight. It's not going to tick over nice now. It's a fresh engine. It needs tuning. So I just got to get fuel to it yet. What?
Leaky.
Right, second time lucky now. Fingers crossed. I hope this works. Man, it's not even trying. Come on. Come on. Come on. Leaks.
That looks quite thin.
That doesn't look well.
I thought you were looking for leaks, Finn.
No,
I said stay round the back and look for leaks while you're doing it. Fucking hell. So it's petrol pissing everywhere. Right, so third time lucky. Sounds like the timing is way up. It says like the start is way up.
Gonna put it in gear.
God's sake. Yep.
Give a bit of a rock.
Okay, try that. Alright, that's the timing. I thought this would have been set up to top dead, like, you know, to start. Not impressed at the moment with this engine. I'll go 10 mil. I'll tweak that if someone's turning it over and hopefully get the thing started. It's not far off, it's chugging. It's not a million miles off, but it's not right. So what we're gonna have to do is get it so it's working at least, it's starting, and then once it's warm, and then you can set the timing up and set the carbs up and everything else. But I did expect it to start, I must admit. So that one. So that, I'd have thought that would have started, if I'm honest. That's like your bass tune, if you like. But because it's a distributor, it's normally 28 degrees before top dead center. So when that's there, we could do with the strobe light later. I know that won't make sense to anybody who doesn't know what they're talking about. But yeah, that's top dead center. So basically when that spark plug, which is number one, the rotor arm comes around to there, that's top dead center. The valves are open on that one, and that is your timing. So number one is open. Basically, the valves are right open. And as that goes round, of course, that goes round, opens the valves in 1, 4, 3, 2. I think this engine is from right. So you don't want it opening on top dead center. You want it opening about 32 degrees before top dead center, which you obviously do later with a strobe light. But this should start, to be fair. Let me know an engine like this. Well, I'm taking the distributor out now because something ain't right, and it's not. Either the distributor's broken or it's just not sitting down fully and wasn't before, and that's why the timing's all out, because the rotor arm's not going around properly with the engine. All right, I'm gonna take that off there because that's not coming out properly with it. So I'm gonna take it out, inspect it, put it back in, hopefully, lock it all in. Fingers crossed it's, well, if that's all good, it should start. It's closer. Go on. And that's it. So at last the engine is running, and yes, it gave me quite a few headaches in that the static timing wasn't set perfectly, the carbs are completely out of sync, the distributor wasn't fitted properly and that was lifted up and the rotor arm wasn't turning around, which is why it wouldn't fire. We had a little petrol leak as well, we had a little oil leak. Yeah, quite a few things wrong with this engine. But got it running, got it tuned up, got it taken for a test drive now, which is really, really cool because this thing hasn't moved in, I'm sure, about 15 or 20 years. So this is one pretty big moment. Yay! So the bay window is finally finished, or very close to anyway. It's past the MOT, it drives, it needs a few little tweaks, it needs new number plates and a few little bits here and there and a final polish. But on the whole, it is finished. And I'm so thankful for it because this has been the hardest, most challenging, yeah, I think it has, like, restoration we've ever done. Like, period. It's ridiculous. In the 18 years, I mean, we've built some mad stuff, chopped Bentleys up, chopped Ferraris up, done roof chops, all challenging jobs, but they were always planned. This should have been, and you look at it now, it's just a bog standard blue and white van, you know, but this has been so challenging. Every nut and bolt on this has fought us every single step of the way. It's been so difficult. I'm so glad to see the back of this. I really am. But I'm also really glad to see it looking like this because it actually looks really cool. It's in my favorite color for a VW bus anyway, Neptune blue with the white roof, which was the color of my own bus, my very first bus, bay window bus that I bought when I was 18. And well, I changed the colors eventually, but it's still my favorite. It just looks really, really nice, really suits it. Now this is the changeover model. So it's 1973, but it's also got 1972 parts on it, which is why it's got the early bumpers, but the late indicators and small VW badge at the front. That's caused issues as well, because it's got some parts from 1972 on it, such as, I don't know, brake shoes and handbrake cables and things, but then parts of those brakes are from 1973. So ordering parts for this van, just for the brakes alone, handbrake cables, accelerator cable, all these bits and pieces has been difficult because you order all the parts for the year it should be, which is 1972, and then they don't fit. So we've had that a lot actually, which has been really, really difficult and challenging at times. Of course, if you watched the first video, you'll have seen that another welding company did the welding for us, or a lot of the welding for us, because we were just running behind and it was just easier to use them. We did their bodywork for them and they did the metalwork for us on this one. And they went bankrupt and everything they did on this van was terrible. And we had to redo everything. And it's been a nightmare. It really has. We had to cut the arches out, redo all those, so we had door gaps. We've done tons of work on the front. Some of the front valance was cut out, redone, everything they did. And it was a lot. They put floors in, they put a new roof on it, they put the front end on it, front skull panel, parts of the front chassis, they put the front floor in. Everything they did wasn't to standard at all. It was terrible. Doors didn't fit, sliding door didn't fit, no gaps on anything. Front windscreen didn't fit, which you'll have seen. I've had to cut the front windscreen down. It's insane. Everything every single little thing on this van has been a challenge. So you could probably tell I'm glad to see the back of it. But even so, like I say, it does look really, really cool. So it's got a lowered, narrowed front beam on it from Linebug, which looks really cool. But then the owner decided he wanted to go standard height, so we've got that up as high as it can go, and the back is at standard height. And because we've got the 14-inch wheels, we can't lower the back anymore. So if it was mine, I'd just slam it, put some 15s on it or 17s and slam it and make it look really, really cool. But the owner wants to use it. It will be used as a camper van. He's actually said he didn't want it show condition, far from it. It's going to be sitting in camping fields with grandchildren kicking balls up the side of it and all sorts. So it will get used and it will get loved, which is really, really nice to see. There's a few little tweaks to do to be final clean, which we'll do prior to it just going out. There's nothing inside at the moment. We've got the headliner, that's all trimmed around the A-posts and whatnot. The owner is going to build his own interior for it. He used to be a carpenter, but a furniture maker. So he's going to put a really nice interior in there. That'll be really good to see. Engine-wise, very standard, if you can call it that, 1776, twin carbs, electronic ignition, standard fuel pump, very standard engine, just a little bit more torque than you get off a standard 1600. Turnkey engine, everything on that is, apart from the crankcase, everything's brand new, new exhaust. It will have a leisure battery on the other side, eventually, new battery on this course. Everything has been replaced. Like I say, everything, almost every single thing on this van has had to be replaced. At points when we've tried to use the original part, we've restored the original part, or you come to use it, we found it doesn't work, like light switch, broken, didn't work. What else? Accelerator, put all that in, put all the linkage in, and then we found that there's too much slop in playing that, so we've had to get a Butties bits. We used to have to mark it accelerator linkage, do all that because the bushes were completely gone in the originals. There's tons, the list is endless, honestly. Almost every single thing on this van has been replaced. Now, I think from memory, I think the back bumper is aftermarket, replaced. The front bumper is original and restored. Wheels are original, powder coated white. Everything else, all the brakes, everything has been gone through. We've got servo assisted brakes, so the brakes are brilliant, to be fair. The brakes are really, really good. New steering wheel. What else we got? Original clocks, original dashboard. So of course, we've got no door cards in there. The owner is gonna sort all the interior out himself. Of course, we've got some second-hand seats just to get those done. Everything has been gone through. Everything's powder coated, satin black, or painted where we couldn't powder coat it. It will have a carpet in there, of course. We've got a few little bits and trims to fit in, but yeah, my God, this has tested us big time. So honestly, I'm so happy to see this go. I actually have this proper love-hate relationship with this. I fucking hate this piece of thing. I don't like it. I do like it, but I don't like it. It looks really cool now. It does, you can tell, can't you? I like it, but I don't like it. So I think I need a little break from it. But I think on the whole, you could put this into a show and people are gonna swarm all over it. And it's really nice driving it around, actually, just driving it around the road. People wave at you driving down the road and just parking it up here. You know, like some of our neighbours are coming out and having a look around it because it does look really, really nice. It does. I am, and you've got to be proud of it. It's a massive job. It's been absolutely huge. And it does look cool. It does look really, really cool. And it'd be really nice to see when the interior is in it as well. So I think that's a way off yet. But yeah, one of the biggest jobs we've ever done. And I think it's most definitely the last bay window I will ever restore. Standard anyway, it's the last one I'll ever restore. I like the custom stuff. It gets me going, gets me excited. But this has been a difficult one. So this has definitely been a challenge, but I think it looks absolutely awesome now. Hope you all agree. And also I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you do, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.